the man whose new book is out where all books can be acquired. I Exaggerate, My Brushes with Fame. Some fantastic drawings and caricatures, as well as stories from Kevin Nealon here in studio. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, you too, Rich. I'm really pleased to be in the third hour of the show because that's always been my favorite hour.
Is that your third hour?
Yeah.
You're a third hour guy, huh?
Yeah, I was waiting in the back for like 3 hours.
Was it comfortable back there?
It was great.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I brought some of the snacks you had in the basket out here. Yeah.
Very good. I'm glad
and
you've been sated.
I got a coffee here too.
You got a coffee and a Rich Eisen Show mug. It's a left-handed mug, though. You see that? You notice that?
Let me see.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a left-handed. It's careful. There.
This side. There we go.
Yes, though.
Now,
there's the logo. Look at that. Good to see you, sir.
You
Good
too,
to see you.
You too.
We hear on our show whenever somebody gives somebody a compliment in higher register, it's like it's kind of a backhanded compliment. Like I didn't know about that about you, so if you don't mind, I'll go a little.
Okay.
I didn't know you could draw like this, Kevin.
That's such a backhanded compliment.
Do you know what I mean? But I mean,
Thank you.
The drawings in here, the caricatures in here are remarkable.
Thank you. It's funny. A lot of people are surprised that I have talent. But,
I know it's kind of terrible to say something like that. But
but thank you.
Idea.
A lot of people don't know that, and it's always been kind of my own little personal thing. I started drawing when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I used to draw maps in school. I had to not trace them, but look at them and draw those. And then I just started loving to doodle. And then I started drawing people. Like on SNL, I started drawing little caricatures of the people sitting across from me at the table read on Wednesdays, like Farley, even Lorne Michaels or the guest host, whomever. And I like doing it. And then I started drawing people on airplanes when they were asleep. They were like, and I draw them because they're a perfect subject.
Did you give it to them when you were
No. I kept them. And I would draw it on napkins or on a barf bag, preferably an empty barf bag. And then I started getting into doing really caricature work and really kind of studying it and analyzing what other people had posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I took lessons from some guy in England for 10 lessons. And we would, it was like 500 euros to do that, and not including the trips back and forth.
That's expensive. Yeah. But I mean, it is awesome because of the stories that you tell as well. And put the Farley one up. Look at this photo, this drawing of Farley that we have here. I mean, that's fantastic. Wow. That is fantastic. And you got him sweating bullets and so the stories you tell are awesome to go with this. The story you told of Farley was the Weekend Update moment where he came out. What was that one?
It was written that he would be on the Weekend Update. I forget what character he was doing, but the gist of it would be he would be lifted up by a cable that was strapped to him in a harness.
Oh, I think it was the life coach. I think it was the
That's right. That's right.
Down by the river.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
And he was doing his thing, and he was supposed to get lifted up, and they lifted him up. But as they lifted him, he swung backwards into the Weekend Update logo, which sticks out a little bit. And he got caught. He got caught on there.
This is the live version?
Yeah, this is live. He got caught on there, and he just didn't know what to do. He's like, and he's still yelling out his star. And so I finally got up and helped unhook him, and then he went to fly out over the audience.
Was that the El Nino one?
I think
Chris,
he was El Nino, the storm.
Oh, he was the El Nino storm or something like that? Oh, man. Oh, God. I mean, that dude, man.
He was amazing. I mean, he always wanted to be like Belushi, John Belushi, because he loved Belushi, and he pretty much emulated him, even as far as the drugs and dying at 33.
And when he was around, though, that's the guy, right? You would see the guy on the air, the same guy off the air.
Yeah. He constantly wanted to get laughs because he felt that was his value. That's made him worthwhile. He didn't realize he was enough. I mean, people loved him.
We had Ed O'Neill on this show a couple of
Not a fan of Ed's, but go ahead.
The reason why I bring that up is he told a story about Chris Farley being at a Super Bowl party that John Lovitz was throwing, and that Lovitz was making fun of how much food Farley was eating. And he said, "I'll show you," essentially, and came out of the kitchen with John Lovitz's cat in a piece of Italian bread and mocked eating it. And Lovitz heard that story and actually posted the photograph on Twitter, and there it is, right there. That's
gosh!
You didn't happen to be at this Super Bowl bash.
I wasn't, but I thought Farley was a vegetarian. No,
he is definitely off menu right there. He's definitely breaking.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hearing about these Farley stories now that he's been gone for a while, but they keep popping up, and I never heard of that one. I've heard of when he had a dog in one once, but not a cat.
That might be a good drawing for you, a future drawing.
That might be.
Let's put another one up. There's a great caricature of the Mannings, Peyton and Eli, and telling a story about them with Emma Stone. Is that part of it? What's the story?
I mean, you see Eli holding a phone there. That's my phone.
Okay.
I was at the 40th SNL reunion, which was amazing. Everybody was there. Prince, Paul McCartney, the list went on. And at the after party at the Plaza Hotel, up in the ballroom there, everybody's there with tuxedos. Prince is about to play, and I see Peyton Manning outside the ballroom by the bar, and I don't know him, but I know who he is, of course. And I went over and introduced myself, and we chatted for like 10 minutes. We were just a couple of athletes chatting. That's all we were. And I asked him at the end, I said, "Can we take a picture together?" He goes, "Yeah, sure." So I give my phone to Norm Macdonald, actually. God bless him. And Norm takes our picture. And as he handed it back to me, Peyton Manning sort of intercepted it, took it and gave it to Eli, who was standing over there. Eli, check this picture, see if it's okay. Eli looks at it, he goes, "Yeah, it looks good." Hands it back to me. They leave. 10 minutes later, I go to text somebody, and my entire phone is in Chinese font. I mean, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get out of it. I could not figure it out at all. And I thought, how did this happen? The Peyton Manning brothers.
Is that what they did? Is that what he did?
Yeah, Eli does that. It's his prank that he does. And I couldn't get out of it. I went to everybody. I went over to Emma Stone, who I don't know either. I said, "You know how to get out of this?" She goes, "Oh, I don't know what's going on with this phone." But finally I found Peyton Manning in the ballroom. I could see him. He's tall. I'm tall.
Yes.
I was angry. I said, "Peyton, you got to fix my phone. I hate the Broncos. I hate quarterbacks."
Right.
And he said, "Oh, you got to take it to my brother Eli. He's the one that did it." So I ran a square out pattern with a little loop over to Eli.
Yes.
And I said, "Eli, you got to fix it." So he fixed it. He fixed it for me. But the good thing is I got 10 new followers from Beijing.
At Kevin _Nealon on Twitter, by the way. Don't forget the underscore.
That's on Twitter, yeah. And my Instagram is at Kevin Nealon.
Just plain old.
At Kevin Nealon.
Okay. No underscore necessary on Instagram?
No, I got it before somebody could take it.
Go.
I think I did, yeah. Okay. At Kevin Nealon.
But that's a great caricature of the Mannings right there.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I mean, the forehead for somebody like Peyton, that's the easy one, right?
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's it right
Some
there.
things just jump out with people.
That's one of them right there. Another drawing that I want to throw up there. This is incredible as well. You just mentioned him. Norm Macdonald is that's a great one right there.
Yeah, Norm was quite a guy. He was so unique. He was so peculiar too. Norm was very needy in a way, and I'm not speaking out of. I mean, everybody knew that he was needy. He always needed a handler.
Yes,
because he just. I don't know if he didn't know how to do things or he just didn't feel like doing it. Like I go on tour with him. He couldn't find his passport. He couldn't find his shoes. He couldn't find this and that.
Are you serious?
He didn't drive. He didn't have no driver's license. You had to point him in the right direction where to go. And this was without doing drugs or anything. And he loved to gamble. And again, I'm not speaking out of school on that one either. He loved to gamble. And I learned not to loan Norm money because he wouldn't pay it back. And we were in Vegas once, and he asked to borrow $500, so I gave him the $500, thinking he'd pay it back. And he went off to gamble. He came back the next morning. I saw him for breakfast. I said, "Norm, you got the $500? How'd you do last night?" He goes, "Oh, you'll get it. You'll get it." The next day, "Norm, don't forget the $500. "Hey, you'll get it." And then the third day, I go, "Norm, you got the $500? You keep putting me off. But I mean, this disrespectful not paying me back." He goes, "What are you complaining about? You only lost $500. I lost $5,000. Good Lord." "Hey, you only lost $5,000. I lost $5,000. Good Lord." I got to work on his impression.
That is amazing. I remember him when he hosted the ESPYs. That's where I met him.
Yeah.
When he hosted the ESPYs, and that was off the charts. I mean, his famous joke about the Heisman Trophy.
What was it?
The joke was about the Heisman Trophy that
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson, right?
He's like, "Charles Woodson is here."
He's like, "Hey, this guy, Charles
something
Woodson."
They can never take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter.
That's right. He won the Heisman Trophy. They can never take it away from you unless you kill your wife and a waiter. And the whole room was just like, "Oh my gosh!"
They cut to Ken Griffey Jr. and he's just like,
Was that the one too where Will Ferrell did Harry Carey and made fun of Elway's teeth, and it was, oh boy, it was off the charts that night.
Yeah, that must have been a great night.
Yeah.
People would say how brave and courageous Norm's comedy was, but I just call it poor judgment. Yeah.
Well, Lovett said they got banned from a Biloxi casino once.
Oh, because of Norm?
I thought because Norm was counting cards or something. He said no, because he totally torched the room of all the whales. Like he made fun of them in a way that was like he didn't read the room. And he absolutely did that poor judgment thing, and that's why they got banned from a Biloxi casino.
Even on his memorial, 10 people walked out. Yeah, he was. But I got to cut him a little slack because the last 9 years of his life, he had cancer that he wasn't telling anybody, and he was taking a lot of different prescription medicine, and that kind of make you a little loopy.
Sure, yeah,
but not that much more.
But I do remember him jumping out of a stage door at Radio City Music Hall when we were all getting ready for the night, and he was asking about a score of a game. He thought I would be his own personal sports phone. Hey, who's winning that game?
Did you ever follow him on Twitter? His golf commentary.
Oh my God,
it was so great,
hilarious.
Yeah, I mean he did it just like an announcer.
It was just great. Norm,
Tiger dancing on the green with.
He was just the all-time best, man. No question about it. So I exaggerate my brushes with fame. Portraits and Stories, Kevin Nealon right here.
Yeah, you can get that at any bookstore. You go to my website, kevinnealon.com.
Available next week, right October 25th. You can pre-order, and then go visit kevinnealon.com for upcoming shows. And I saw you do stand up at the Bob Saget affair that occurred in his memory. The hot comedy, Cool Cuisine. Yeah. And you were telling some terrific stories that makes it seem like you're coming from my Best Dad Ever title right here. What was that story you were telling about what happened?
I tell the audience, I say, I bet I'd be a really good dad, if I was home more with my kid.
Right.
And but I'm at that point now where my son recognizes that I'm an older father compared to his friends' fathers, and it's not sitting well with him. And I came to his bedroom about a week ago. I could tell he had been crying. His eyes were all puffy, tears stained cheeks. I said, what's the matter, buddy? Because I don't know his name. I'm never home. What's his name? What is his name? He said, I've just been thinking, I'm 10 now, and you're 63. When I'm 20, you're going to be 73. When I'm 30, you're going to be 83. You're not going to be around for a lot of my life, are you? I said, oh, buddy, what's his name? I said, I'm going to be around for a long time. I'll be around when you graduate. I'll be around when you get married, when you have kids. I'll be around for all that stuff. Don't you worry about that. But you got to make that happen in the next 4 years. Otherwise, yeah, you're right. I probably won't be around.
Wow. Buddy, everybody.
Buddy.
Gosh. Yeah. Best dad ever.
Best dad when he's home.
Best dad. Every time I think of that, when you walk out the door, I think of Harry Chapin. I think of Cats in the Cradle. Every single damn time, man.
Yeah.
Not feeling great,
Yeah.
One of those deals.
Yeah.
But
that is that. I used to think about that a lot too. And then I was reminded how much money I'd be making on this game. And then I would think the money's in the cradle now.
Oh my gosh. How many Sandler movies have you done?
I've done about 13 of them.
13 of them.
It's been a while though. I mean, he's kind of smartened up and used other people.
What do you mean he's smartened up? Come on now.
It seems like all the roles are kind of a little bit embarrassing. Like I did Little Nicky where I played head, the gatekeeper of hell. And I had two breasts on my head. And they look so real. I mean, the makeup department did an amazing job. Sure. They had water balloons in each one, and they just blended it in with my scalp, and they felt like they were real breasts, I would imagine. And everybody wanted to feel my breasts on my head. And sometimes I'd be talking to somebody. This happened more often than not. I have to say, excuse me, my eyes are down here. My eyes are down here. And at the end of the day, when they took them off, I was invisible. Nobody cared about me.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean, I get it now. I get it.
Right. So that was just one of the 13 roles, right?
It was one of the 13 roles. Then I played, Happy Gilmore. I played the guru on the green. Hard as the good. Block the bat. Send the ball home, Happy. The bags are packed. Circular. Put the quarter in. Goes around and around and around. Psycho. But a lot of that was improvised.
Okay.
And I've been in a lot of his films. I was in Zohan, and I played a neighborhood watch guy who was just terrified of everything. And I would soil my pants more often than not. as a neighborhood watch guy. I was not good. I was not good. What else was there? I think I played a bank manager in not the Water Boy. I forget. I can't keep track of them.
Can't keep track of them. Did you meet Bob Barker on the set of Happy Gilmore? Did that happen?
I knew Bob Barker before that.
What do you mean?
Because we both were involved in animal issues.
Sure. Help control the pet population, have your pets spayed or neutered.
Right. And I remember there was a zoo in Michigan, I want to say, and they had an elephant there that there was some controversy with it, maybe not a big enough place for it to be or the way they got it. And so Bob Barker asked if I would go with him. And they call him the Silver Fox Tongue or something, Bob Barker, because he really gets in there and he speaks for it. He's well spoken and he's not afraid of anything or anyone. And I go with him and they have a trailer and the zoo people, there's a DJ guy who was there as part of the radio show and they were gave everybody peanuts to throw at us.
What?
Yeah.
That's your Bob Barker story.
Yeah. Now, let me finish. And then I turned on Bob.
Then you turned
and
on
I got
him.
into a big fight with him.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I know, and I put those peanuts in his eyeballs.
Is that what happened?
How's that for an ending?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I met him one time at a
and did he say,
fundraiser.
"Come on down"?
No.
You weren't on the game show. Okay.
No, it was not that. But it was at a fundraiser for animal rescue.
Yeah.
And I went up to him and I told him about what he meant to me as somebody growing up and what he meant to me as a broadcaster. I told him. I'm like,
really?
I said, the way that you welcome everybody to Contestants Row. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, doesn't matter anything. You welcome everybody the same exact way. And that's where I kind of, like I'm on NFL Network and I talk to veterans and rookies and people from different walks of life. And you're an inspiration for that. And he looks at me and he goes, "Do you want to hug it out?" Literally is what he said.
Really?
And I said, yes I do.
Yes, I do.
I do, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And we
hugged
embraced.
him?
We embraced. It was
Okay,
a
Bob,
quick
let me
one.
go. Bob, let me go now. That's a little too long. Bob.
Back up.
Barker.
The price is wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. Fantastic.
But you have like a likability to you too, which is half of that. He wasn't that good looking, but you have a sense of people will
I
trust
appreciate you saying that, and I think it just might be I do have the same desire to give away cash and prizes.
You do.
I would love to. I really
Well, you
would.
should get together with Norm Macdonald then. Give away some money to him.
That's right. That is so funny. You lost 500. I lost 5,000.
Yeah, good Lord.
My
The
gosh.
Norm gambling stories are just legendary.
They're the stuff of legend.
Legendary.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Kevin, Grandma's Boy would technically count as a Sandler movie too, right?
That was.
So I've watched you as
Grandma's Boy was a
I've watched
Sandler
you as
movie.
Mr. Cheezel about 200 times.
That's right. I
Wow.
forgot about
Grandma's
that
Boy.
one.
By the way, look at this Christopher Walken.
Wow.
That is. Do you got a good Walken story? Obviously, you wrote about one. What's the Walken story about?
The
here?
walking story. Is this live?
This,
Are we
oh,
live?
really? Is that no good? Is it that? Is it
We're
dicey?
past that one.
Oh, we're past that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to get the book. How about that?
You got to get the book. No, Walken was great.
Okay.
I worked with him in SNL. He was great. But there's a lot in there. There's a lot of different pictures that I love. I mean, I love the Jeff Daniels one. It's kind of simple, but I
Okay.
like it. I like the Robin Williams up front.
The Robin Williams one up front
Yeah.
is terrific. That's an easy one for me to find. There it is. It's from his stand-up comedy days when he
Yeah.
was Mork.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know?
he would come into the improv a lot when I was a bartender at the improv for a while.
Right.
He would come in with those Mork suspenders on,
Right.
and he would just go crazy.
Fresh from probably like shooting an episode, you
Yeah.
think? Like just go ahead, do a little Mork and Mindy, rap for the day, and
When
then
he
go.
come in, he like had just the craziest energy. He would come from shooting Mork,
Right.
come do the improv,
Yeah.
and then he'd go to the Comedy Store, and then he'd go party afterwards with his
For,
friends.
for his friends.
Yeah.
And you were not part of that group?
No.
Who would be on a typical night in the Comedy Store on a night like that?
Oh,
Like with you.
well, back then, this was back in the 1900s.
Yes.
And I mean, I saw everybody back then: Andy Kaufman, Richard Pryor, Robin Williams, Jay Leno, David Letterman.
Yeah.
I mean, the list was endless.
Billy Crystal was there too, right? Was
Billy Crystal was there. Peyton Manning. You should start being a stand-up.
Odd that you had a phone put into Chinese.
Zelensky was there. He used to do
that's right.
stand-up comedy.
And Howie Mandel was also
Howie
at that
Mandel,
night at the Saget night
yeah,
too.
yeah. He was there a lot. I mean, Jim Carrey. It was really, at the time, you didn't really realize how
Yeah.
special it was.
Yeah.
And as you look back now, you think, wow, the 80s that was really the beginning of the wave for stand-up comedy in the clubs.
That was it.
You know, that boom of comedy clubs everywhere.
Right.
And now everybody's doing stand-up. I see people that I've never even heard of before that are doing a Netflix special.
Well, everybody can check you out, kevinnealon.com for more dates. You're going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan, November 10th and 11th. The Park Theater in Holland, Michigan, November 12th. At Kevin_Nealon on Twitter, at Kevin Nealon on Instagram. And starting next Tuesday, where all books are required, you can pre-order right now. I Exaggerate My Brushes with Fame. Some fantastic caricatures and great stories, and always appreciate it, Kevin Nealon.
Thank you very much.
Good to
Thanks,
see you.
Rich.
Anytime.
You too. Thanks,
Anytime.
buddy.
And, you know, and the mug and the popcorn is yours to keep.
No.
Yes. That's the way I go. They told you I like to give away cash and
popcorn
prizes.
I can keep?
You can, yeah.
Thank
That's the way I roll.